gonna do a hot takes video where I ask you on Twitter to tell me what your hot takes were about Monday Night Raw. It became very clear very quickly that there was one particular thing we needed to talk about. It was the subject of the night, and we have to address it. This Monday Night Raw was the first 2-hour Monday Night Raw that we have had since 2012. There are a lot of thoughts and a lot of opinions about it. I've read everything from 2-hour Raw is not it at all. It felt fast. The only issue I have is that the 10-woman tag match deserved and needed more time. But I was told 2 hours would be better for Raw. Instead, I got what felt like 1 hour and 30 minutes of commercials and 30 minutes of Raw rushed. It was still a great episode, but again, felt rushed. I never knew how much I didn't appreciate hour 3 until it was gone. I want 3 hours back. Triple H needs to learn how to book a 2-hour show, like how Shawn does with NXT. I was gunning for a 2-hour Raw, and I feel like so many of us were for a long time. I've seen so many other wrestling personalities and podcasters say that the one thing that really needed to change about Monday Night Raw was that it needed to go to 2 hours. But I feel like a lot of that was said at a time when Raw wasn't cooking the way that it has been this year. There have absolutely been times where I've been sitting and watching Monday Night Raw and checking the time to make sure it's done. And now I feel like everything that I've thought is a lie. What I don't agree with and what I think we need to stop doing is acting like this is just an absolute travesty and that it's not gonna get resolved. Let's reel it back in and remember this is the first time that Monday Night Raw has done this in over 10 years. Not only that, but we only have this through the end of the year. We don't know what we're gonna be doing going into the Netflix era. And please stop acting like a 2-hour show doesn't work in general. We make it work on NXT. It works in SmackDown. Don't talk crap about AEW to me, but it works on the AEW shows as well. A 2-hour format is a standard and a regular. Monday Night Raw is one exception that has been a 3-hour show for a long time. I understand it has a larger roster, but this episode in itself feels different just because the main players weren't even around. We've had the same people showcased on every Monday Night Raw. The Judgment Day, American Made, the LWO. It doesn't help that the women's champion Liv Morgan rolled up with Raquel Rodriguez as her mute chauffeur and then dipped out of the arena. And the solution to having women on the card was having a 10-woman tag match that ended very quickly and had no real substance to it. Don't get me wrong, the matches on the card were good, but it just felt like something was missing, something was lacking. We just came off of WWE Bad Blood that was one of the greatest Hell in a Cell matches I've seen ever, if not the best. The Rock returned. We didn't have any real recaps of that like we normally do on a Raw. Not only that, but it was Raw. So we didn't even have Drew McIntyre show up, and normally we're used to him yapping on a microphone for a good 20 minutes. I understand the frustration. I'm feeling it with you. I went into this very positive, wondering what it was gonna be like, and I didn't expect to leave feeling as deflated as I am. I think they're gonna work the kinks out. Moving a 3-hour show to a 2-hour format is going to take some time and trial and error. And if the WWE has shown us anything in the last couple of years, is that they will be fully capable of doing so and figuring it out. Now, while I do think we do need to give the criticism and the feedback, I think a little bit of outrage is a little much. Now, onto some other takes. Sammy for champion. I am not going to lie to you. I was not at all excited about the idea of another Gunther and Sammy match. It was a great match, but I did think that Sammy was gonna end up winning. Someone in chat brought up, no, Sammy's definitely gonna win because Saudi loves Sammy. And then I remembered that we have the new Crown Jewel Championship where it's champion versus champion. So in my mind, I definitely thought that Cody Rhodes was going to be facing Sami Zayn for the Crown Jewel Super Bowl Mega Championship in Saudi Arabia. My surprise when Gunther actually pulled off the W. But man, I was reeling for a minute. Sami Zayn is a great performer. I want to see him doing something else. And now with the Bloodline people being back, Jimmy being back, Jay is Intercontinental. Like, we're gonna have things happening. Sami's gonna find his place. I just don't want him in any kind of feud with Gunther anymore. Lyra Valkyria is currently being wasted by being stuck in this feud with the No Aura Collective. Oh my god. Also, being in a group with Kaden and Katana isn't really doing her any favors either. She needs to be next in line to challenge Liv. Please free her from mid-card Hell Hunter. I'm trying to decide how I feel about the women's division at the moment. Because again, not to go back to Raw being 2 hours, but the amount of time now, where are we gonna put where are we gonna put the women's feuds? The tag title picture typically does take place on Raw because they have extra time. SmackDown doesn't really have to focus on that as much. I understand wanting better for Lyra Valkyria. I understand that you think that the solution to the problem is to immediately put her in a feud with Liv Morgan for the title. But I don't think that is the answer. The answer is not to just send them for the title. If you can't tell a good story for somebody without a title involved, you're not a good storyteller. Lyra absolutely deserves better, but the women need to have better stories told in general. Did I miss the memo that said all women's tag teams have to have a nickname? No, they don't, and I don't know what you're referring to. Did we need the group that went against the Pure Fusion Collective and the other ones to have a name? I missed what most tag teams do have names, but I'm not picking up what you're putting down. But I'm pondering it, so I clipped it. So what Braun said to Jay last week, was that a lie? I don't know, because I thought WWE was really turning Braun as a babyface. I was shocked when Braun attacked Jay. Okay, so was I, because I think we had all talked about how, oh yeah, they're gonna make Braun a face. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't really know who he was gonna feud with next, but I was kind of surprised by that too, and it worries me a little bit to maybe think of how long Jay is gonna hold the Intercontinental title. Because now that Jimmy is back, and Roman and Jimmy are linked up, we've got the bloodline story on each end's cooking, and The Rock is back, and we have an impending War Games. What is gonna lead Jay to that side, to that story? How is he gonna weave himself in? Is somebody going to interfere with something that he's got going on? Is he gonna reach out to them himself? What is gonna bring those two things together? I thought for sure Goldberg was gonna cost Gunther the World Heavyweight title. I'm still not ruling out that somehow we get Gunther versus Goldberg at Crown Jewel. Okay, I kind of want to see it too. And you know, of course, the internet gets mad. I want to know why, and maybe this is just an oversight on my end, but I want to know why so many people don't like Goldberg. Now, don't get me wrong, I've never been the biggest Goldberg fan, but it's something different. And like I said in my last takes video, I would love to see Goldberg get another chance to go out on a different note. And if there's anybody that can do that and do it well, I think it's Gunther. The thing that I hate the most is that the entire vibe about the 2 hours not going well and everyone feeling the way that they feel is that just that negative energy really affects me, and it just is leaking off on me. And we're coming off from such a great PLE and such a great weekend where a lot of cool stuff happened, and now I just feel like a puddle. I feel like a mud puddle in the middle of an alley, and a little kid with rain boots is stomping through it, and I'm just in pain, and I'm sad, and I'm drippy and muddy. I know that it's gonna get better. I have the mindset that it's gonna get better. This was a network decision as far as I know. This wasn't the WWE saying, hey, we want Raw to be 2 hours. It was a network decision because I believe the third hour couldn't be monetized, or they couldn't make ad revenue on it or something like that. I know that wrestling fans don't like change. We don't like change. We don't like things to change. But this is a temporary thing, and I think we need to give a little bit of grace to them to figure it out. Let me know what you guys thought. I'm sure the majority, it's gonna be the same of not liking the 2 hour format, but let's spare me the dramatics and the doom and gloom. Let's see out the next month. Let's see how they evolve in the next 4 weeks, and then let's reevaluate, and then we can really start bitching. But until then, I'm gonna see you through, my guy. Until next time, take care, kids.